My name is Magic Mike and I'm here to make crypto less cryptic. This is a raw and unedited recording, so everything you see here is unedited. I'm not going to go back and make any changes because I want this material to be authentic. All right. So we're going to start off by talking about an initiative that we undertook, my business partner and I undertook specifically for you guys out there coming into the crypto space, to make sure that you can do that in a secure way, in the best way possible, the most informed way possible, and you can leverage this space to build wealth, to actually transition to this new digital economy that we're going into without any concerns like I had to go through coming into space back in 2016. So there's lots of options out there for crypto education. There's YouTube videos and blogs and all kinds of things out there, but we're coming from a different approach. We're going to create the world's first simulated / virtual crypto education platform, so that way you can have the most immersive experience, just like you would if you were actually fully in the game, and you can test things out, play. It's just a sandbox environment with no consequences for you to get involved in this space. So why are we doing this now? Because we did some research and realized that 2/3 of crypto users don't know what they're doing. All right, we're getting into a whole new wave of adoption. I got into space in 2016 when crypto was just on its way up. So around summertime, my brother contacted me and he said, "Hey, Mike, you need to go buy some Bitcoin." And I looked at what was required to get in the game, and it was just too much. It was, getting an exchange and doing a KYC process and taking a picture of your face, holding up a sign with the name of the exchange and the date, and then you got to balance the phone and the piece of paper while you're holding your driver's license, and that was entirely too complicated for me. And the wallets and the long addresses for Bitcoin, and trying to move things from one place to another in a secure fashion, hoping that your $1,000 investment didn't get lost in digital space. That was a scary thing, especially coming from the tangible world of debit cards and the secure transactions that the banking system provides us with, that FDIC secured account. So if you lose anything, you can just call your bank and say, "Hey, I need to get my money put back in my account." So it definitely was a little bit of a hump for me to get into space. But I remember back in November, December timeframe in 2016, Bitcoin prices running up, and I'm just watching it. And I said, "Hey, I got to get into space now because this thing is taking off, and this is the real deal." So I'm fumbling like everybody else, trying to get on an exchange and KYCing and every foreign exchange out there that's probably set up by all kinds of hackers, and I'm taking pictures and uploading all stuff, trying to find the first one that lets me in so I can get in the game. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to ride this wave up. So I remember I got my first acceptance from Coinbase, got in the exchange, but guess what? I still had to do the KYC process. So I couldn't get in when I wanted to. So I called my buddy and I said, "Hey, but man, I'll send you $1,000. Just send me $1,000 worth of Bitcoin so I can start trading these alternative currencies that was more affordable at the time." So he did that for me so that I can get in the game, because without doing the KYC, I couldn't purchase Bitcoin. It was a crazy time. I got in the game. I was super excited, and then January hit, and then regulation scare caused the market to drop. So I was in the beginning. I felt the pain. I rode the waves. I've dealt with the scams. During that time, everybody was excited. So all these new projects were popping up out of nowhere, promising people the world. They had nothing more than what they call a white paper, saying what they intended to do, but they actually didn't deliver on those things. They took people's money and then they disappeared, and this was happening all the time. So, I mean, the government, rightfully so, got involved to make sure that, the space became more regulated and people stayed safe as they engaged in this new wealth building, money making opportunity. So we created this platform. So all the stuff I dealt with, from getting hardware wallets, building, wallets on my phone, on my desktop, trading currencies, not knowing the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, sending stuff to wrong addresses. I did it all. So I know the pains, and we are here to make sure that you don't go through what we went through. So we came up with this platform, and it's going to have learning journeys. So whatever you're interested in the crypto space, you can be the guy that just wants to invest. If you're just interested in crypto, as a concept, like, hey, what is Bitcoin? Where did it come from? How does it work? What's the technology behind it? You know, like I just want to go out there and just window shop in the space. Hey, there's something there for you too to take a look at that. If you're a guy that wants to adopt it and you said, you know what, I'm leaving this regular world behind and I want to be a full adopter. I want to, trade my currencies in there. I want to listen to subscribe to digital music services in the crypto space. I want to do everything on the blockchain environment, leveraging all these same services that you see on the internet today. I want to do that in the crypto space. So show me how to get there. There's an opportunity for you. Or if you're a guy that just wants to create NFTs, these non-fungible tokens, you see people taking pictures and movies and stuff like that, and they're making them into digital art where you can actually own the rights to these things on the blockchain. We got a space for you too. Or, if you're a guy like me and you just want to go out there and actually just teach people, and you want to demo some projects maybe, because we're going to be modeling some things in the blockchain space on the on inside of our platform. So if you want to get out there and show people how this stuff works, then there's going to be a demo environment for you to go and play around with. On top of that, there's a whole lot of places right now where folks are engaging for crypto talk. They're going to Telegram, they're going to Reddit, Discord. I mean, there's all kinds of places. But, we want to make an environment that's specific for the crypto environment, a place where we have authenticated and trusted users. So that way you know who you're talking to, and people can't come in there and just scam you without consequence, and we can verify who admins are. This is going to be an environment where people are verified when they come on board. So, and then also, like I said, this is going to be all the like-minded people in one area, and this is going to be simulated virtual engagements. We're gonna make this a very comprehensive alternative space for people to come and interact. So, and also, as you see here, digital exchange. Inside these communities, we want people to be able to participate in the crypto economy and exchange currencies and exchange NFTs and share their the things that they learn and the things that they create in our environment. We want them to share it with the rest of the world, so we can usher in this new wave of digital currency and digital assets and digital services in a way that makes sense. So, blockchain businesses, those guys that are out there that are interested in getting visibility on their projects. Folks, they don't want to read white papers. That's the reality of it. And Coinbase has a great service where they show little videos and little snippets of the concepts behind projects. They have nice little quizzes, and they incentivize people with the currency that they learn about, for a reward for actually taking the time to learn. But we want to take it a step forward and make that more simulated, so people can interact with the concepts in a virtual environment. So when I say virtual environment, you guys are probably like, what the heck does he mean? What does that even look like? So just imagine, instead of having to take your own personal cell phone and download a wallet and learn how to, navigate the different apps and use your phone as a tool or your desktop as a tool to engage in the crypto space, you can do that on a virtual simulated phone or a virtual simulated desktop environment that'll have all the tools and things that you need that you can interact with to learn, as a teaching tool about exactly what you would see on your phone environment, exactly what you would see in your desktop environment. You'll be going through the actions, doing the things, learning exactly what you need to do. So normally you would have to have me standing over your shoulder, breathing on you, and hopefully it's not one of those days where I had, some garlic or some onions. You can do this without needing a crypto expert next to you, kind of walking you through the process, saying click this, do this, and then now you know how to trade or how to purchase Bitcoin or how to secure your assets. We're going to walk you through all that stuff in a virtual simulated environment that you get to interact with, run through as many iterations, and zero consequence to you, because it's weird, it's uncomfortable the first time that somebody says, hey, I need you to KYC to my exchange. So take a piece of paper, write the name of the exchange on it, write the date, hold up your ID card, and then also take a picture of yourself doing all these things at the same time. It's kind of like juggling marbles. It's trust me, it's kind of awkward situation. So for folks that's going through that for the first time are like, hey, I don't know what this whole crypto space is about, but I feel like it's kind of intrusive when they ask me to do those things. But we're going to break down what's normal and what's not normal, what to expect, and you're going to go through all those processes, and you'll be a pro by the time you go through some of these learning tracks. And at the end of it, there's always going to be an opportunity to continue to grow past that. One of the things that we also want to do is make sure that we streamline to the community, as soon as that there's relevant news of hacks, any type of scams or whatever. We want to make sure that you guys get that stuff kind of live and direct in that space, So that way you know what's coming up. You can verify, what's a legit situation or not. If you have any questions, you can post them to the community, and we can engage to make sure that you can filter out all of the scams that are out there, aiming to kind of impede in your journey to build wealth. So that's the crypto playground. You can come here, you can subscribe at the bottom, and you can see all the updates as we build this thing out. We're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started, and this is going to be a very fertile space, and we want you to be a part of the community. So go there, subscribe to our mailing list. With this, you're going to get some safety tips on how to interact inside the crypto space, and then we're going to keep you up to date as our stuff rolls out. So this is going to be an exciting time, and we're going to build a very engaging community with some really cool stuff that I think you guys are going to like. So right now, there's some big things happening in crypto, right? So we saw that back in 2016 all the way up to just recently in 2020. This was a retail investor's game, right? Everybody that was in the space were just this whole cult of believers in the crypto space, that people, the retail investors, were investing, and that's what was pushing the price up. And a lot of governments and institutional investors didn't believe that this was going to have real value. Everybody said, hey, this is going to zero. But back in 2020, things changed. I mean, regulations were in place. Ethereum and Bitcoin, were viewed as not securities, and they were allowed to be traded in the United States. And all of a sudden, we see this rush of institutional investors coming in and throwing big money in it. We see financial managers coming in, and everybody's really bullish on the prospect of cryptocurrency. So definitely a different landscape than we were in 2016, where we just had these emotional investors. Now we have smart money coming into the space where they're not shaken up by corrections. They understand that this is a volatile space, but now people are understanding the use cases of leveraging cryptocurrencies on the blockchain. And just to be straight, blockchain is not a new technology. Bitcoin is just something that was put inside that space as a peer-to-peer exchange of value. And that was really the thing that kind of set off the concept behind blockchain. Like, what could we really do with this thing? So now this is the big news right here. I mean, just yesterday, and I was on this call with, all these folks talking about how El Salvador is going to adopt the Bitcoin as an actual legal tender. All right. So here's this is on Twitter, right? We have all these people on here. We had the CEO of Litecoin, and we had a whole bunch of big names in the game. You see Newegg's on there, whatever, and they were having a great conversation, kind of ushering a new era of Bitcoin becoming accepted as a legal tender in El Salvador. So here's an article on it, and this is like fresh off the press, right? So you see the date on here. This is June 9th. So it says El Salvador has approved legislation making cryptocurrency Bitcoin legal tender in the country, the first country to do so. All right, that's huge. That's huge news right there, guys. I mean, this is an entire country that says that when you go to McDonald's, they're going to take Visa, MasterCard, and Bitcoin, right? Who would have thought? They got Bitcoin ATM machines all over Asia and a lot of other countries, and now Bitcoin all over the country could be utilized. So people can't say this is fake monopoly money anymore. This is real stuff. It says right here, every restaurant, barbershop, every bank, everything can be paid in US dollar or Bitcoin, and nobody can refuse payment. All right, so this is coming. So I mean, we have about 1% penetration of the market right now of people who actually hold Bitcoin. So there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever created. All right, and subtract out all the people who have lost the keys to their wallets and lost, hundreds or thousands of Bitcoins, all the people who have died and didn't have an opportunity to transfer their Bitcoin someplace, or the exchanges that have had issues. I mean, just considering the Bitcoin that has been lost from the beginning of Bitcoin back in 2009 timeframe, up to current, and then the fact that there'll only ever be 21 million, and then consider the amount of people around the globe that will want a piece of this, from countries to investors to retail holders. I mean, there's only but so much to go around, and that's basic economics. That's supply and demand. So where is this price going to go? I mean, that's pretty huge news. All right. It says the and this is a big piece right here. This kind of ties right into what we're doing. All right, so the government will promote training for people to be able to carry out transactions using Bitcoin. All right, so that's a big thing. It says the economy ministry noted that 70% of Salvadorans do not have access to traditional finance services, and it said that the country needs to authorize the circulation of a digital currency whose value exclusively follows free market criteria to stimulate growth. All right, that's a big thing, guys, because training, education in this space is lacking grossly. Everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie, but they don't know what they're doing, and they're assuming all kinds of risks, mismanaging their stuff. And the reality of it is the technology is secure, but the user awareness is the vulnerability in the space. Because when you don't manage your keys right, there's no bank in here, guys. This is no bank, and there's nobody you can call when you mess things up. So education is key. The opportunity is huge, but education is key to protect yourself and protect your assets. So that's what we're here to educate people on. It says the Bitcoin law is ambitious but simple. Furthermore, it is well structured to have zero risk for those who do not want to take risks. The government will guarantee the convertibility to the exact value in dollars at the moment of the transaction. And additionally, these folks, the government said that they will take the risk from the people, and they will hold the Bitcoin, assume the risk by holding the Bitcoin at the government level. All right, let's see here. They got some other good stuff in here. All right, so obviously the United States can't have any objections on this because they're still going to have a USD pairing with their Bitcoin. So USD is not out the game. It says objectives of having US dollars legal tender are replicated on steroids with Bitcoin. It's going to help having both currencies as legal tender. So it's going to be 90 days that we're going to be seeing this actually fully roll out. And other countries are also looking at adopting Bitcoin as well. All right, so let me see here. What other good stuff is inside here? All right, let me see. Yeah, so I mean, you guys can go and check out this article. The bottom line is, Bitcoin is here to stay, guys, and we're here to educate you on this opportunity. This is only going to get more and more wild ride as we move on. The writing's on the wall, and we are here to help you learn and grow. We're going to keep coming to you guys with the latest news. We're going to talk about cybersecurity stuff to make sure you guys operate in the most secure manner. We're going to talk about some of the technology stuff, but I just need to know what you guys are interested in finding out about more. My background is 20 years of defensive cyber operations, so if you guys want to jump down the rabbit hole of the future of this technology and how to best secure yourself, we're here to support that. So hey, thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon to help you guys make crypto less cryptic. Ciao.